All right. This is Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Brandon here with a beautiful guest. Not only is she beautiful, talented, I mean, she's a trendsetter in my eyes, and the world is about to not just hear what she has going on, you're about to feel her too, because she has a whole brand that she's about to put out there for the masses, and I'm telling you, and I've been doing radio for hella years, and I'm going to tell y'all off top, this woman is the next level type of woman that's going to basically take y'all into multiple generations and generations of just style, grace, and everything that is everything. I'm glad everybody's here, tapped in, listening, and all the people that will be listening on podcast, Spotify, all that good stuff. And you can follow this young lady. She's all over social media. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, get to know my girl. Hit her up at Shania Juzil, Shania, Jazelle, Juzil. And I have my beautiful guest, Shania. What's up, baby? Welcome to Nexxlegacy.
Thank you so much. That was a great intro, by the way. So thank you.
Got you. Listen, I still feel like I didn't do you justice. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm gonna have to continue to keep pushing your brand, baby. I'm gonna have to keep doing it. So, how you doing?
I am doing great. I am just so grateful to be a part of your opportunity. So thank you so much for having me tonight.
Oh, it's all love, and you know what? As talented as you are, I could not listen to the music that you have and be like, all right, I'm gonna just sit back and chill and let this be. I'm gonna have to reach out to you and say, hey, the world want to know more about you as well. You know what I'm saying? So on top,
yeah.
Thank you for tapping in, and for the people out there that's about to really get the Shania Juzil experience. Tell the people a little bit about you, how you got started in the business.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm Shania Juzil. I was born in California and raised in Houston, Texas. I am now in Chicago. I've been doing music for quite some time, for over 10 years. It has been, I guess, 3 years now solo. I was doing music originally with two of my brothers. We had our own family music group. Our dad wanted us to be like the Jackson 5, but there was only three of us. So we ended up just being the Johnsons. And so from there, music has always been a part of my life. And so that's how I got started, because of my family.
So with that being said, being part of a family that has musical roots, inspiration off that, obviously generations, because your dad and all that stuff. What was the one thing that picked up, even though it was a thing your family wanted to see and see the kids become a group? Like, when did you feel like, you know what, this is a passion, this is a gift, I feel like I could take this on forever?
I realized it on how I felt, showcasing my talent on stage. Being a part of music, it's just a journey of my life. It's a journal. I write my own music, and so it's basically just always been something I always wanted to do. Regardless of where I am, it's always music. I wake up thinking music. I go to sleep having a new song idea in my head. So it's just really performing and getting out there and seeing the responses.
How has that journey been, though, especially now that you've converted yourself from, you know, being part of a group with your brothers? Now you're in this on a solo thing. So what are some of the things that you've seen that is inspiring, and what are some of the obstacles that you still feel is out there in the business of trying to come up as well?
The things that I've seen is just more so having fun while you're doing it. It's always going to be a challenge, but I do know being independent, we deal with a lot of being solo, whether it's marketing, promo, or networking, getting connected. So that's what I would say is a challenge. But other than that, I'm surrounded by friends who are creators. And so it's just being around a great group of people, and as long as I'm focused and I have the right environment around me, then that's all that matters, and I just keep growing from there.
That's what's up. What are some of the obstacles, some of the things you see that, you know, is a little, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're just trying to sidestep them all, but what are some of the things you see that that could weigh heavy on you if you let it?
I've been blessed to be around a great team, so I haven't really seen any obstacles that got me like off my whip or made me feel like a little back off. So I would say that I'm grateful and blessed to have the people around me to protect me from certain things that would be unnecessary.
That's what's up. And you know what? As you're saying that, I'm super juiced for you to even have that mentality, mainly because, a lot of people see a lot. I mean, this business is rugged. It could, there's a crowded arena of people trying to showcase talent and stuff like that. And what sets you apart, obviously, is the mindset you got to be in order for you to take these opportunities and try to run with it. So tell the people out there, not just myself and the listeners, people that might be, young people out there that want to be the next Shania Juzil. What are some of the things out there that just really kind of get you not just going, but just get you in that mindset that, no matter what happens, if I'm performing on a stage to like 10 people or 10,000 or 10 million people, I'm still rock out and do what I do?
What keeps me going is just staying focused. This industry is difficult. I believe in being persistent and staying humble, and then all your hard work will always pay off, regardless of what's going on behind closed doors. I always believe whatever you're doing in the dark will come to light. So as long as you're focused and you know what you want and you're putting yourself in the right doors and maintaining that positivity around you, then nothing can stop you.
Amen to that. Beautiful guest. Shania Juzil was my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. And one of the things that I noticed about your music, and, obviously I've been on your IG, I've checked out your music, all that stuff, and your voice is very, very, very distinct, and you have a specific style that I always say this to young artists, and I'm glad that you're in this lane where you don't sound like the next or the person who's been out for hella long. You sound like yourself. You have your own way of putting your brand out there. So I got to commend you for that off top. So with the people behind you and stuff like that, I mean, I know a lot of people inspire you and stuff like that, but what made you feel like, this is my lane and I feel like this is distinct from other artists? Because like I said earlier, honey, there's so many people in this business, but you sound like yourself. So, your creativity, where did this all come from when it comes from you, presenting your brand as such?
This creativity mainly comes from experience or just my imagination. I always wanted to be like a book author or a movie director. So when it comes to my music, I like to take people to a different imagination than what they're going through at the moment. I do believe on being myself every day and having my own competition is me, because at the end of the day, no one's going to be Shania Juzil other than Shania Juzil. So when it comes to artists, I just want them to know that don't focus on what everyone else is doing. Just keep focusing on you and what you're doing and build from there and just create. And as long as you're focused on what you want to do and the music that you want to give to the audience, that's all that matters.
Shania, listen, you over here sounding like a quote, you a walking quotable right now. Like, everything that you got going on is, super inspiring. And it's a breath of fresh air, because I swear to God, there's moments when, and I'm not just saying this off top, I don't have a bunch of questions I write down. I just go off the vibe, right? So one of the things I love is the fact that you are so positive and you are so driven, not just creative-wise, but it's just like your energy, which is what drew me to you in a sense, right? So, and I've seen some of your performances out there too as well. So, you don't just come off like that on stage. You are walking that, you're breathing that, you're doing that, right? That's your own original swag.
Yeah.
I know I'm throwing all kinds of stuff on the top rope just to sing your praises, fine. But it's real deal. It's true. It's true.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and I feel it, because you know what, music is energy though. Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean. And it's just and it's cool because there is so many distinct, different sounds that people kind of play into it when you do what you do, and I love that. So, with the motivation from yourself, your family, and that energy that you keep creating, like all these people out there, obviously have a blueprint and a plan as far as how to market yourself and stuff like that too. So you trying to be yourself and not somebody else is a win. So can you let these people out there know the best gift you can give to the world is your own imprint on how you want to leave your legacy? That's fact, right?
Right. I truly believe in that because you don't have to get attention or try to crave it. It'll come. Everything will come. It's all about timing and just maintaining that foundation. And it's going to be times where you get shaky, but it's all a part of the journey. And that's why I love about this when it comes to music. And I can write about it, I can have fun with it, and just enjoy the journey.
Amen to that. Shania Juzil is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. And you got some songs out. You have some coming out.
I do, yes.
Tell the people a little bit about what you got going right now.
So right now, I do have a song coming out. It's going to release on July 1st. It's called Juicy. But at the moment, I do have my songs out, whether it's Desires. That one is more of a up-tempo bounce beat. I have family back in Louisiana, so I wanted to dig a little bit in my dad's culture. And then I have Play to Tease for those who are my pop listeners. And it's just all about different varieties when it comes to my music. So you never know what you're going to get.
It's all on vibe, though, right? You feeling like if you feel a certain beat, a certain, mood, you could be in a up-tempo, let's party and play type of thing. You can feel real sexual. You can feel real inspirational. You can kind of mash all that stuff up, and you're gonna get what you get on a specific day. Is that usually how you flow? Like depending on what your mood feels, you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna write this ballad, or I feel like real up tempo ish. Let me go ahead and turn up a little bit in the studio.
Yeah, so if you know me personally, you'll know that like I am all over the place, but in a good way. I'm just so optimistic, and I just have all these things in my head. So when it comes to me and my producer Lab, we just get in there and then we just talk about different things that I want to write about, whether it's like friend experiences or things that I hear that after watching the show or what I'm going through, and we just write it. At the moment, it's more so me releasing singles, but once I start doing EPs, it's going to be more so on that one topic. But right now, it's just all fun, well-rounded topics going on.
And that's
a little
playful
and fun.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that. Capture that. I mean, I think singles is a good way to open doors so people can be able to tap in and feel like, specific moments instead of just, sounding like, okay, I'm gonna do this single or this and this, and then your EP or whatever. Like I love the strategy behind that. So let me get inside the mind of you for a second, young lady. So you in the studio, you got your producer, you know what I'm saying? Y'all vibing, y'all trying to be able to figure out what's what. What is the I'm asking you super random. What is the one thing you gotta have when you in the recording studio right now? Like a lot of people would say, some people are like, I need some Perrier water, or I need some Skittles, or I need some M&Ms. What's one confidence pack you gotta travel with you when you getting it in?
Oh my gosh. So if you follow me, I am a huge fan of Coca-Cola.
All right.
So I'm always having Coca-Cola with me or C4 Energy, but I can truly get focused when there's Coke in the building. Coca-Cola.
All right,
Coca-Cola.
All right. You know what?
Yeah.
Hey, we gonna put it out there for the people out there that works, CEOs of Coca-Cola. Hey, go holler at my girl. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Y'all go network and get this deal popping. You know what I mean? I saw you a C4 Energy ambassador. How did that come about?
Oh my goodness. So My manager, he actually has a friend who is a part of the C4 brand itself, and they have different athletes who are also sponsored, and so he was just letting him know that how much I am now working out. Okay, you guys. I am trying my best to do better, but he was letting him know that he has this artist, and she is perfect for the brand with fitness and just getting it out there. And I was blessed to have that opportunity to end up being chosen as their ambassador. And it has definitely motivated me to hit the gym hard. So shout out to C4 for letting me join the team, because now Shania has been working the body.
Hey, that's what's up. I'm on that path too, so I'm going to have to tap in with and see what C4 Energy is all about as well, because, you know, hitting that gym, not just trying to get a summer body, but just trying to stay healthy at the end of the day is a good goal to have. So I like that. All right, I got Coca-Cola, I got C4 Energy. Yeah. What else is in your pack that you got to bring with you when you go record?
I have to have my pen and paper, my notepad. But other than that, different types of sour candy. It's like sour candy, wow. Healthy. I'm just letting it out that it's just a bunch of junk food. It's just a bunch of junk food. Oh my God.
Hey, Shania, check it out though. Like, you got junk food, you got Coca-Cola, sour candy, all that stuff, but you know what? At the end of the day, after you put in that work, you know, explode that booth real quick, you got to go work out and get that C4 energy though. So you got, you know, it's a happy balance. I'm
right, exactly.
You know what I mean? I got you. It's not all junk food, people.
The gym.
Listen. I'll be worried about you if you said, I just got grapes and I got like lemons and stuff like that or whatever. That just sounds boring. That doesn't sound like.
Sometimes that's what they're trying to hide. They're trying to like sneak that in there for me, like put it on the counter during a session to have like some type of healthy thing in there for Shania. And I'm like looking at like, who did this? Who put this healthy thing in here?
If you keep making hits like you make it right now with Play the Tease and Desires, I mean, just you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it. Let that run. You know what I'm saying?
I know. It's the Coca-Cola, I swear. It just enhances my creativity.
Exactly. Shania Juzil is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and with all the stuff you got going on, you got the new single popping, you got some songs out there that's really catching fire. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like all that stuff that's going on right now, and it's a super, super blessed opportunity to be you right now. Let me dig a little deeper. You know, outside of the fam, who and what, as far as musicians or other artists, that's actually motivated you to get to not just where you are right now, but just to kind of bypass, you know what I mean?
Ooh, I would say the only person who comes to mind with that question is my grandmother. She was actually the first African-American female left-hand guitarist back in the 60s. And so she definitely motivated me to want to, you know, fill that next chapter of her grandkids for sure. Her name is Barbara Lynn. If anyone likes rhythm and blues or jazz and stuff like that, Barbara Lynn is your go-to woman.
So it's legit been in your family for generations then, off top, right?
Yeah, you would definitely think that the more I discuss it. But she definitely inspired me to want to take on that baton and keep it going. So I'm really grateful to be a part of this journey so far. Music has definitely been a great blessing in my life, and I just love how universal it is, no matter how old you are or the genre. We are affected by it every day, no matter the type of song it is. So it's pretty cool. I love it a lot.
It is. It could be the soundtrack to our lives in a sense too, because we've all grown up with it. We've been around it since before we were born. Even while, you know, growing up during the process of it all. I mean, different changes of times and, you know, music that'll make you smile, laugh, cry, whatever. Like it's an all mass of emotions, which, you know, I appreciate, and I appreciate people not just like yourself who is real, genuine, and really putting it out there in terms of just trying to not just get your brand out, but just overall just being true to the game and just, you know, coming out like, look, I'm going to do this for me. And then if everybody like it, then that's what's up. And people are going to kind of gravitate to, you know, the authenticity of what you have when it comes to your music and stuff. So what about artists, as far as inspirational artists, people out there that you see and out here in the game that's put in either a lot of time or just coming out that you're inspired by? Who are some of the artists, you know, today and yesterday that you feel like, hey, you know what, their music is hot, I like them too?
So growing up, I listened to Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Britney Spears, NSYNC, all of those vibes. And then now I would say, but with those artists, I just love how entertaining they are. And whenever you see, especially Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, and Britney Spears, when you watch their shows, they're always putting on great entertainment, whether it's the dancing or just singing, and they just stand there and do their thing. I just love how they perform. They're such great entertainers, along with Beyonce as well. She's a great one. And I would say Chris Brown and Bruno Mars, Silk Sonic, okay? That's a good one, too. Females-wise, I would say Rihanna. I love her. I just love how she's been, basically I grew up with her, listening to her music and seeing her growth and her becoming like that awesome boss woman she is now. And I just love the way that she also represents sometimes where she's from in Barbados, because I'm half Samoan. It's in the Pacific Islands. So it's like really cool that she's showing her roots in her music, because it inspired me to want to do the same thing for my music as well on my Samoan culture. And then Kehlani, I love Kehlani. She is so awesome and so talented. And yeah, that's all that comes to mind at the moment.
No, that's what's up. I mean, you kind of like reach for different generations as well. I mean, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. I mean, it's, you know, it kind of goes without saying, but I'm gonna still say it. Like two of the greatest entertainers of any generation. Beyonce. You know, you kind of go off the list of a lot of people who have memorable music and moments attached to it. That's super dope. And, you know, you're in that fraternity now when it comes to music. Shania Juzil is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and that's the one thing that's important to me. I feel like at the end of the day that you make the quality of music that not only that you want to put out, but caters to, you know, the base of fans or supporters that really, you know, want to tap in. So, you know, being true to yourself and your art form is important. What else do you do in addition to music? You say you write. Have you been behind the camera as well, as far as just directing like videos, maybe if it's yours or whatnot? What else do you do?
I write books, more so on like, at the moment it's like kid books. My brother, he wanted to do directing, so sometimes we'll make little movies at our home and just like create our own movie, quote unquote, our show. I have been a part of different projects that friends of mine who are in the film industry are doing, but I just help them more so and assist. But at the moment, it's just more so I have too much going on musically, so it's just focused on only music at the time being. Okay,
but I feel like the way you're going at it right now, like if you had your video you wanted to like, you know, script up and put out there and direct, I mean, I feel like you would probably do that, because it seemed to me you were good study. You were good study in the game.
Yeah, because when I have my music that's out, I already made the vision board or like the script on how the music video is going to be, and I always like want to create it as like a mini movie, and for people to like think on why I think that the video should be that way. Just get people thinking and wanting to be entertained than just standing there looking pretty with a cute angle. So yeah.
Come on, girl, that's next level right there though. I love it. It's different. Like I said, it's, you know what, Shania, off top, like it's different, and I really applaud you for that, because we need that. Like, the industry is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of recycled situations out there where it's just, I'm just trying to hear something new at the end of the day. I've heard this sound before. I've heard that sound before, but I haven't when it comes to you. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that really want to hear this and feel this, because if you stay in your lane and be true to that, you can't go wrong. Like, and you're going to start getting your attention. Your base of fans is going to increase if you keep delivering the top of the line stuff that's coming from your soul at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I think it's super dope. I think it's super dope. You can't go wrong with that. But, one of the things I got to ask you, and, like I said, I feel like this is a very good question for you, because of the names that you mentioned as far as, artists that inspire you and stuff like that too. So I got to ask you the all-time question. If you could pick one decade, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, pick one. You can only pick one.
Okay.
Which decade would you fit in perfectly when it comes to you right now in this day, young Jazelle?
I would just say, well, with listening to my music and thinking back on it, I would just say the early 2000s for sure.
The early what?
The early 2000s.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Respect. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about all of them. They'll definitely fit the early 2000s.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I would agree, because I have soft spots for a lot of decades. So, I can say that for now, even though I'm sure, like, if you wanted, like, a classic pop 80s sound, I guarantee you can probably go in there and get something and set it on fire and be like, all right, I want y'all to feel like this is from the 1980s. Here we go. This is what I got. And even for the 90s, for that matter, I feel like if you was challenged with a scenario like that, I think you could pull that, right?
Yeah, I can definitely pull that. If you give me, like, the structure and how to do it, I'll definitely, succeed at it.
All right, y'all. Hey, listen, she's ready for a challenge. That's going to be presented one day. She's going to come out with something rugged. Like, she's going to be like, all right, I can do this. I can sound like I was a pop artist from the 80s. I got this. Yeah. I can do it. Nah, that's what's up. Yeah. But, all right, so with that being said, what's that?
Tory Lanez, he has an album where it was like the 80s vibe, and it ended up being an album. Yeah.
Yeah,
so he killed it. But I can definitely do the 80s.
There you go. If you had a okay, so you could fit like music styles and all that stuff in the early 2000s. So what's your favorite decade then when it comes to music?
Oh, my favorite decade when it comes to music, I would say the 90s. I would definitely say the 90s is my favorite decade.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think about, definitely the 90s. It had all the old school R&B, and everybody was just releasing fire back to back during that time frame. So I definitely would say the 90s. It was between the 80s and the 90s, but 90s.
I would agree with the night, because so you threw the 80s in there, and as you get to know me, and I've said it on multiple radio shows before, I have a soft spot for the 80s, just mainly because rap was different, pop was different, light rock was different. Everybody, it just sounded just the sound. And then what I feel like when it comes to the 80s and the music, the movie set that bar as well, because if you listen to music, soundtracks was so important back in the day, back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Not saying that it wasn't for the 90s, but the 80s was it. You would put on a record from a certain movie, bam, I knew it was Beverly Hills Cop. Bam, I knew it was The Goonies. And it wasn't just rap. It was Cyndi Lauper. It was, a lot of different artists, Madonna, etc., right? So it was just a crazy sound back in the day, and it just broke a lot of barriers. So, but the 90s was a winner mainly because everybody was so diverse, and everybody had a line on the culture. Everybody had their record labels popping. It was just a great thing to see a lot of businesses pop up in that decade. So I feel you on that. I feel you. Shania Juzil is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and with a song coming out, EP more than likely on the horizon, doing a lot of stuff with the books and things like that. If it doesn't relate to music at all, what does Shania Juzil like to do when she's not working? Like, what are some of your quiet moments or whatnot, if it's painting or, you know what I'm saying, gardening, or what are some of the things that you do outside of music?
I like to read books about self-concept, and you're making sure that you're aware of your mindset to continue being positive. Because I think mindset is extremely important, because whatever you think ends up how you'll perceive your life. So I'm a big believer on self-concept books. Or I'll do word search puzzles.
Okay.
I like to do word search, or just hanging out with friends and family and just chilling with them, no matter what they end up wanting to do. As long as I'm surrounded by them, I'm good.
That's what's up. I keep telling you, this girl over here is a walking quotable. She walking around like she got quotes for days. I promise you. Like, you over here, like, I can't tell you nothing that's going to throw you off right now. Like, this woman is on fire right now. Like, I'm just listening to you, and I'm telling you, like, on the real, like, you inspired me. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, but you definitely inspired me on top. Music, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to, like, your talents, I get chills. I'm like, okay, this woman, she sounds like she got something going on. And just listening to you talk, I like that. And I think it's cool because there's a lot of young girls who's going to be super impressionable, wanting to see how you get down and do it. So what are some of the things you can tell these young ladies off top who want to be the next Shania Juzil? You know what I'm saying? What can you give them in terms of some motivation? I want some quotables, girl. Give it to them. Give it to them.
I would say I don't want them to be the next Shania Juzil, but I would love for them to be the next them. And just continue to shine, because only they can be themselves. And when they look in themselves in the mirror, and whenever they're feeling bad, just like say like different things to yourself, and just continue being positive and write out goals. And whatever you desire, just write it down and go after it, and just continue putting yourself in competition with the girl in the mirror or the guy in the mirror, and then just keep winning and just go from there and be persistent, because you're going to get it no matter what you do.
Set it off. That's my girl. She got this. Shania Juzil, my guest, Nexxlegacy Radio. And in closing, I gotta ask you, super important for the masses
super
out there
important.
listening, will be listening, all that stuff. So you are a rising, I don't even want to say star, you are a rising body of work in terms of how you grow and go about yourself, right? Super inspirational. So as you are peaking, getting to these levels that you're getting to while still growing, how would you want to leave your legacy?
How would I want to leave my legacy? As far as music goes, or just in general?
Just in general.
Well, I just want to leave my legacy that I was able to relate to those who listen to my music, or share one of the happiest moments of those that I love that's around me. And when my legacy is up and done with, that's all they can remember is the happy moments, or that one song that got them through their day, or that one song that they listened to when it was their birthday, or when they go out, they listen to Shania Juzil. And so as long as I'm making people smile and serving those around me, that's all that matters.
Hey, and on the real, you did that with me, not just from our interaction
you did
prior.
That with me.
Hey, listen, prior to this interview, you've done that and more, because, like I said, I sought you out because of how talented you are and where you're continuing to go. And it's inspiring to see. And I love being one of the guys that's going to break your record. Like, when it drops on the second, the new one, and just having your songs right now on constant rotation on our station, it's a blessing, because I know you give a damn about the art form and the fact that you really want to continue to get it and push your brand to different levels. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you for that, seriously. And I can't not only thank you enough for tapping into Nexxlegacy, but, you know, welcome to the family, because, you know, I feel like you and I are going to continue to do a lot of things on different levels, not just together, but just united as we continue to grow our brands and just be bigger than, you know, what it is. So, you know, Shania, you got a supporter over here. We gonna go hard in the paint for you.
Thank you so much, and I'm truly grateful for just being a part of the show. So thank you, guys.
You are more than welcome. That is the beautiful Shania Juzil on there. Oh, and closing. You know what? Let me go ahead and do this. I know I went up to Instagram, but give all the people all your social media stuff. Go ahead. It's all you.
Yeah. So on Instagram, you can follow me on Shania Juzil, ShaniaJuzil, and Twitter is the same thing, Shania Juzil, ShaniaJuzil.
That's my girl. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you for tapping in to Nexxlegacy Radio, and we're going to continue to rotate your music and push your brand to different levels. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you, and you guys have a good night.